hard work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. And thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome. We're doing the show on the plane crash. It's an ambulance plane crash in Philadelphia. Let's watch.
Here, our photographer Mark Lavala. He's on. Is this Cotman here? I believe this is Cotman.
And he said Leonard.
Yeah, this is Cotman. Yep. And Leonard is where that house is. Yes.
It's interesting. I think a lot of these first responders, these firefighters, are kind of positioned right at that home. They are not running from home to home. They are not running from car to car. It looks like they are just in this area. Anybody who was in that home has either been rescued or addressed from the fire department, and now police obviously have this whole area blocked off. I think they're going to have to continue to expand that off area, and you got a lot of people walking up there wanting to know what happened. And I'm curious if there's anybody around you, Mark, who heard anything or saw anything. Are you people?
It's where I'm at is I believe she was at Common in Bustleton, which is where we were told was going to be the media staging area. And all the police officers are like, no, it's going to be beyond what you're looking at right now. But nothing's confirmed. But that's why nobody's around where I'm at.
Yeah. Again,
it's just emergency.
This is crazy.
Yeah. Okay,
Sorry,
Mark.
just emergency
It's
responders.
insane.
Well, thank you very much. And sit tight. We may go back to you in just a moment. But this, again, a Learjet 55 with, according to the FAA, 2 people
Hey,
on
Kimberly.
it headed to Missouri, taking off from the Northeast Philly airport about 30 seconds after takeoff, fell from the sky and crashed in an area, I guess, right in the Roosevelt Mall area. And pieces of the plane are everywhere. Fires were burning. At this moment, I'm not sure fires are still burning. Perhaps they have the gas shut off in this area. Perhaps many of those smaller fires are out. But on the left is the chaos that ensued about an hour and a half ago. We're now 2 hours into this flight taking off just after 6 and crashing immediately after. So we were on the air at our 6 o'clock news. We started to get phone calls from witnesses saying that something terrible has happened there at Roosevelt Mall. And that was 2 hours ago. And here we are with still not a lot of answers about how everybody on the ground is doing. And we'll have to check with local hospitals as well to see if they are inundated with the injured, because as you pointed out, Dawn, this is a very busy part of town, at really one of the busiest parts of the day, the evening rush.
And the plane was en route to Springfield Branson National Airport in Missouri. And we have learned that it was a Learjet and that it was Jet Rescue, which is an air ambulance company. They have 10 medical jets and a helicopter, including 2 Learjet 55s. We originally thought that there were more people on board, but according to the FAA, 2 people were on board that plane when it crashed, and we don't know much more than that.
Yeah. Shawnette Wilson back on the scene. Have you had a chance to speak with anybody who may have seen or heard anything in the area?
Not just yet, Jason, because again, they are really focused on pushing people, from the neighborhood back away from this intersection. I was listening to talk to Mark Lavala as well, and we were asking about smelling anything in the area. Since we've been here, I was also expecting, as I've been listening to the reports on the way here, to smell something. I don't. We are seeing smoke, and I don't know how clear it is. Martin zooming in about a block or so, 2 blocks away from us, and you can see
Tanya. Hey,
smoke
Kimberly.
possibly
Hey,
coming
Christy.
from the right side of the screen moving across off the road there. So not sure where that's coming from, but we definitely have been seeing it off and on as we've been standing here. There was a young lady and a guy who came by just a minute ago, really wanting to talk to police. As police were telling people to go back, and they said they needed to talk to police about something, trying to keep an eye on them. They are also actually across the street talking to police right now. But again, just trying to really clear this area and keep people as far away as they can, aside from media. As Mark mentioned, this was supposed to be the staging area. We have not heard anything from officials yet as to when we may receive a briefing and if it will happen here at Bustleton and Cotman. But we're on standby for that, of course, to try to hear. Did you guys make it good for me, okay? Because this is very important.
Pardon?
Did you hear anything?
Yeah. The plane crashed. There's possibly a fireball in the sky. It possibly broke up over the mall.
Where were you?
We were over in that lot over there. So we just saw the aftermath. But I talked to a couple law enforcement officers and whatnot.
I'm just walking around this area. Do you live in the area or work?
That
Cruise
is.
Yeah, that's not too far.
Just walking around here, even right now. What are you seeing? What's the mood like out here?
Somber.
Miss V,
They're trying to
it's
keep
3
people
minutes
back,
from
but,
it.
We heard the gas lines were at risk. I haven't seen an after explosion yet.
Have you smelled anything, seen smoke since this
We
happened?
saw a lot of smoke and we saw fire down there.
And you hear that they're saying that this, was a medical flight.
We heard the same
doctors
thing.
and patients on board.
Or something.
What does that do to you? It's heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking anybody, anytime, but certainly from what we heard, there were two doctors, a patient, a friend, I guess a pilot and crew, whatever. But any tragedy like this is horrific. It's terrible.
What's the area like as far as getting around? I mean, you're on foot, so you're free to move, just not beyond the barricades, but even traffic-wise.
Traffic looks like it's moving a little better now, but all of Bustleton was backed up before, and obviously here on Cotman, they're starting where they've kept diverting traffic farther away, so nobody can get even close at all.
And last thing, so I can let you guys go out of the rain, why'd you decide to come down here as far as you could walk?
We were just shopping and maybe going to grab something to eat, so we were inside one of the stores at the time. And then when we came out, that's when we saw the melee and fire and smoke. And then just, red light, blue light, one after another. Police, firemen, just all racing down. Common sense tells me to not get too close to what appears to be an explosion.
Yeah.
That I can tell you.
Out here right now, why'd you guys decide to you're out here now?
Just to be part of the community with anybody who needs anything. A hug. Just to be around.
Well said. Thank you so much. And that's what, the good part of this that we're talking about. As much as there are a lot of people out here walking around and taking pictures, there are certainly people who are looking to see if they can help in any way. And again, we're not close exactly to where the heart of the scene is. So it's not likely that people will be able to get down, and they don't even know what they can do, right? Jason and Don, they just, as you heard him say, feel like they want to be a part of a community here. It is heartbreaking. We talk about what type of flight it is, the size plane, and he made a good point. Whether it was a two-seater, these are people who are a part of someone's family, who have been in a situation tonight, which, as far as we know, does not appear to be a good ending. So again, where we are at Bustleton and Cotman, police trying to keep people away. People are leaving and coming back. We still see those same emergency vehicles around here, which are still on standby for anything. As we wait to get word, hopefully from officials here on the scene at some point tonight.
Shawnette, thank you very much. Let's get back to this video that just came into our newsroom. Can we take it full? You just, okay, we're working on it. You just saw it was two people entering their home much closer to the crash scene.
Okay, let's take a look at that. Give me 1 second. Hey everybody, good to see everyone tonight. Hate being here on these this reason. A lot of crap going on, a lot of scary stuff. Yesterday's plane crash. Now we have this plane crash, and it was a medical airplane. We're going to talk about it. I'm downloading something real quick. This is a voice recorder. Let's listen in and let's see as soon as it gets through uploading. But here's the video he was talking about the couple walking in their home. Now, could you imagine going in your house every day, Friday evening, probably went and got something to eat, either you were leaving or coming or going, and boom. Let's watch it. You know, do you believe in coincidences? I mean, that's a word we throw around the beginning to believe we're under attack. I was just fixing to say that. I do believe that as well. But let's take a moment and let's listen. I have not heard this. I just was able to find it. We'll listen to it together.
Medevac Med Service 056 on departure, turn right heading 290, runway 24, clear for takeoff, wind 25010. Medevac Med Service 056 affirmative, on departure, turn right heading 290, runway 24, clear for takeoff. Medevac Med Service 056, contact Philly departure 123.8.
123.8, Mike Tango Sierra 056 Medevac. Thank you, good day.
Medevac Med Service 056, Northeast Tower, contact Philly 123.8. Medevac Med Service, Northeast Tower. Medevac Med Service 056, Northeast Tower, you on frequency?
Medevac Mike Tango Sierra 056, Northeast Tower, how do you hear this transmission?
Medevac Med Service 056, Northeast Tower.
Turkey 6098 Foxtrot, Northeast Ground, Roger. Stand by one. I'll get back to you when I can.
Approach to runway 24, what's going on down there?
Position 755. We have a lost aircraft. We're not exactly sure what happened, so we're trying to figure it out. For now, the field is going to be closed, so no inbounds or outbounds probably.
All right, understand. Thank you.
We're 6098 Foxtrot. I'm sure you copied that, but for right now, we're gonna call the field closed. We'll try to get you out here when we can. If we can't, we'll have to take you over to Atlantic. But stand by for now.
Now, that was control tower trying to get in contact to him. Could be 5G interference. Never thought about that. And as you heard, at one point they say, I have a lost aircraft. When they was trying, at one point, the pilot did respond, and then it goes dark. It just goes dark. We're having some really bad things happen with our aircrafts. We have a few more videos we're going to show. Now let's watch this and watch very careful. We'll probably watch it a couple of times. To me, it looks as though that the aircraft was already on fire in the air. To me, that is what this looks like. Let me download this picture. Y'all excuse me, I just preemptively jumped on here and said we've got to do a podcast. It makes no sense. This is the medical airplane. This is what a medical airplane looks like right here. But while it was in the sky, this was a black and white photo that come through just now. It looks to me like it was on fire when it was in the air. Hey T, I just got off the phone with you, beautiful. But it looks like it was on fire within our air. I mean, that's what it looks like to me. But watch this video. Watch it very closely. Not that one, sorry. See that? We'll watch it again. You see it coming down. Well, it'd be my left, but if you were standing opposite, it would be your right. Let's watch this again. Did you see that? Out of control. Yeah, it is out of control. But that just plainly just dropped. Just dropped. Here's another view. Imagine being in your car and something like that happened. I would think we were at war. I really would have thought the first thing I would have thought it was a nosedive. So that leads us to believe that it lost total control. Everything. Everything. Because at one point the guy, I couldn't understand him. It's like it wasn't speaking English. But Matt Wallace is putting out some pretty interesting stuff, I do have to say. And the thing that got me with the aircraft, with the helicopter, the Black Hawk, and the plane, what got me with that is that CNN had put out an article 6 hours before. And then I have another article to where it was saying that it made it safely to the airport, but it was just 28 minutes late. Why are these articles being put out? Yeah, I would have thought it was a bomb as well. I definitely would have thought it was a bomb. I instantly would have assumed that that is what it is. Let's return back and let's see any new information. Give me one moment.
From what I believe is a doorbell camera.
Here it is.
Watch this.
We're going to fast forward to
Roosevelt
real time.
Mall parking lot, all the way to that McDonald's, and let's show a picture of that tank. That
two police officers.
Go ahead.
Yeah, two police officers. Corporal Jasmine Riley, who I deal with, she and I walked over to that because she says, I'm told there's a tank from the plane that had a number 10 on it. It had, labeled Jet Medical. And then there you see the diner next to the McDonald's. Most of their lights are out. The restaurant word is out, but you see restaurant and diner with the red lights. And we're told another tank went over there. I can't confirm that, but I will as soon as I get off the air with you guys.
We are showing your tweet right now, Steve. We are showing that tank that you're describing on the air right now.
Yeah, that McDonald's now shut down and pretty much
and they said
in the area it's closed.
Parking lot, so we can see the parking lot, because people may have had cars parked there and debris may have been flung under their cars. They were parked there, so they cleared all the cars out of that lot and cleared all the people out of that lot as well.
So as we heard from Sergeant Grip, that we will hear from police in about 20 minutes. I would imagine dignitaries, the mayor will eventually make her way out there. This is my assumption. On a moment like this, it's still chaos, and we're still trying to gauge the amount of injuries on the ground. Oh, we're seeing a shot here now of a burned out car. I'm not sure where this is. This might be in the parking lot of the Roosevelt. Is this live on the right? Okay, that's live on the right. So now we're getting an idea of the aftermath in one of these parking lots with the charred out car.
Yeah, so Mark Lavala is our photojournalist out there on the scene. What can you tell us, Mark?
Well, a couple fire department vehicles just moved, and I'm seeing this for the first time now. That is not the parking lot. That is Cottman Ave. Just beyond Leonard Street. I don't know if I was calling it Leonard Street earlier. I might have called it Leonard Ave, but it's Leonard Street. There's a Raising Cane's across the street that's on Cottman, and Leonard Street is directly across. Now, I can't see the house that was burning anymore, but after those vehicles moved, you are now looking at, like you said, a burned out car, and I don't even want to guess what's in the middle there, but there's a lot of debris right there.
Yeah.
So that's actually, we're looking
There's
at
a lot of
Cottman
debris.
right now. That's Cottman.
That's Cottman. That is Cottman, yeah. So Steve Keeley was was talking. He was on the other. My shot is facing towards Roosevelt Boulevard. So Steve Keeley, like if you look at that 18, the number 18
Yes.
fire truck right there, I believe Steve was on the other side of that. And so I'm totally opposite of him. And I am like, this is what's in between us.
Wow. Mark, hold on there for 1 minute
I can only
because
imagine this.
we just
go ahead.
got some information from Jet Rescue Air Ambulance. They released a statement saying that at approximately 6:25, Jet Rescue Air Ambulance experienced a crash. The Learjet 55 crashed after takeoff from Philadelphia, and they are saying that there were 4 crew members and 1 passenger, a pediatric patient on board.
Oh,
No further information is available at this time. They go on to say that they cannot confirm any survivors. No names are being released at this time until family members have been notified. It says our immediate concern is for the patient's family, our personnel, their families, and other victims that may have been hurt on the ground. And then it just says more information will be released as it becomes available. And this is coming from Jet Rescue Air Ambulance. This was released just a short time ago from that company.
Back to Mark here, because this is as bad as we've seen the devastation on the ground. This is
So we just heard that it was 4 crew members and a pediatric patient was on board. So that leads us to believe that was a child. That was a child. It is horrific. It is so horrific for everyone new joining in. This is just horrible. This is horrible. Are the skies safe anymore? Are they safe anymore? Yeah, I know things happen. And, you had a good point, Kimberly, when you said first Helene, then the fires. Now there's fires in Western North Carolina, exactly at Bat Cave where the destruction happened there. Plane crashes, something every day. I just think we are somehow being attacked. I agree with you, and there comes a point in time when you've got to say, okay, enough's enough, enough's enough. How many loss of lives? I mean, are Boeing aircraft, people flying, have had issues and had problems. We've seen how they've cut corners and massive lawsuits. So when is enough enough? When will they start listening and seeing it for what it really is? You prefer to drive across country? I've flown twice in my lifetime, and that's it. Well, let's continue back.
our closest look at it. I mean, here. Yeah.
And I don't even. I mean, I just can't even. You can't even describe because I don't see people walking through there at all.
Yeah.
Normally at the scenes you would just see them. Is the ones you got to wait for them to.
Well, yeah, they'll investigate the cause and try to gather every piece of plane they can possibly get their hands on. And the firefighters who arrived on scene, they probably went car to car, house to house, business to business to try to find anybody in need of medical attention. There is a car there that. I mean, talk about being in the wrong place at the wrong time. I mean, the fireball.
I might be able to go out in the street. Sorry, Jason.
Go ahead.
They please asked us to stay on the sidewalk, so that's where I'm at. And it's amazing I can even see the shot. I might be able to go to the street a little bit. Let me excuse my moving here.
I have an aerial footage.
Only, but
I'm going to upload.
Has their rescue lights blaring to try to see the scene better. Judging by their body language, they're just kind of walking around at this point. So you have to imagine anybody in need of medical attention has already received it.
Okay, now we are going to take a look at, once I upload it, it's aerial footage from the sky. I haven't got it all pretty for you, so it's just going to be a center video. But this is aerial footage. Hang on a minute. Reveals the wreckage, and it reveals also that there are multiple fires at the site of the plane crash in Philadelphia. So let's take a watch. That's the aerial view That's yeah, multiple fires, and it specifically fell what next to the McDonald's. Looks like there's like 5 or 6 fires going on. A lot of fires, yeah. Wow. So not only is there going to be casualties from the plane itself, but from the people on the ground, people in the homes, in the restaurants, walking. Looks like there's a parking lot next to it there too. Information is just continuously coming out, and we're going to keep you posted with it. What are your thoughts on it? Give me some. What is your thoughts on everything? Hang on, I'm pulling it down. The globalists are panicked and they are not going to stop. Well, I do remember um, Soros and Schwab saying that they have to do a shock method for the plan to take off. A shock method. Do y'all remember reading that? Wonder how many people were killed on ground. I don't know. It is awful. This is not going to be good. This is not going to be good. Not at all. All right, we're going to go back to.
And has been zone. It's ground zero, as we're I guess calling it. And,
Right, horrific.
yeah, and can we show the ring camera of the two people coming into the house again? This really gives you an idea of the ferocity in which this plane, this aircraft, came down. We'll pull that up in just a moment. It's a fluid situation. We are waiting on police and officials to give us their first press conference since this happened. And I would imagine there's a lot to still be learned. I'm not sure.
All right, this is Andrew Kraft here with Live Now from Fox. You've been watching Fox 29 there in Philadelphia with continuing coverage of this small plane crash in Northeast Philly. We do have a mic stand set up there. We just saw a firefighter pass by the shot. So we're going to step away from Fox 29. We're waiting for an update there. You can see the thumbs up given. Looks like this is going to be across the street from the Roosevelt Mall, near where this plane, this Learjet, according to the FAA, went down here. So that's the firefighting official I referenced there, who I believe is going to brief reporters, brief the public about what transpired tonight. There's our colleague, Fox 29's Steve Keeley here. So we're just going to wait for these officials to step up to that microphone stand. I may have been a little premature here because I didn't want to miss it. We have a ton of live vantage points from the scene. So while we wait for this, maybe we can run through some of the updates, some of the tweets that we have gotten in the meantime, and just some of the incredible video of the moments the plane descended so rapidly from the sky and crashed in this neighborhood in Northeast.
My understanding is that Frontier Airlines has issued a nationwide ground stop due to the information technology issues. So they're saying they've had a problem, technical problems, I guess is what they're saying. And there's people on here. Jack Wallace is saying, if I told you what is really going on here, they would probably kill me. Please be vigilant and stay safe over the next 3 weeks. That's what Jack Wallace says. We're going to go through some of the stuff that people are talking about. The Philadelphia fire chief has confirmed that there are multiple casualties from the plane crash and outside the area. Though the exact number remains unknown, witnesses report seeing dozens of body parts scattered on rooftops, streets, and other locations. Hang on a minute. Police are urging the public to avoid the area. Yeah, it was a mall. They should ground all flights, truthfully. They say the people are saying it felt like an earthquake-like explosion. Debris is everywhere. Homes and cars are ablaze, and multiple casualties. Multiple casualties are there. People are on fire. This is being reported. There is some video of that. I'm not showing that. I'm not showing that. It's a medical flight, just loaded up with fuel as well. It had a full tank of fuel. Who were the passengers and why 45 seconds after leaving this, it happened? Now, of course, they're starting to say what DEI employee inspected this plane before it left. I don't know if he's being serious or if he's being comical with that. Stay right here with me, and we are going to continue with information. Says tonight, Friday night, 31st. There will be 53 Philadelphia Fire Department medic units operating on the streets of Philly from 8 to 8 a.m. So from 8 o'clock tonight to 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, Philadelphia Fire Department medic units will be out. 26 or a half of the medic units will have no skilled pre-hospital care paramedic staffing them. We urge our citizens and visitors to be extra safe out there tonight. That is from Philadelphia Fire Medic Unit. Yeah, this is crazy. This is very, very crazy. Yeah, the footage that's coming out. I know Miss V. Miss V lives 20 minutes from there. I had messaged her earlier. Hoagie says, I guess we all know why Pete Hegseth said that Black Hawk was on a continuality of government exercise. Here we go. I'm fixing to download this. This is an actual video of a guy in the McDonald's at the time this happened. Give me 1 minute. I have to upload it. Takes a minute, guys, when I'm going back and forth. I do all this by myself. Let me upload it. We'll get that uploaded and we'll watch it. But he's actually in the drive-through of McDonald's. I don't know if he's a worker. It looks like he might be workers. And as it explodes. I don't know, my internet's kind of slow. But as soon as I get it, we're going to load it. I don't know why that's doing that. Let's go back to seeing what they are finding. We'll wait and we'll listen for the news conference. No, I'm just waiting for it to upload. See, I have to download it somewhere and then I have to turn around and upload it to this platform. So it's kind of like it just takes a minute to do it all. But here's the video of someone, I believe he's in the McDonald's drive-thru working.
Oh shit, a plane just fucking crashed. Oh shit. Oh shit, a plane just fucking crashed. Oh shit.
Wow. Wow. So much information's coming out at one time. What do you think they'll say the cause of it is at this point? I'm curious. What will be the cause? Let's see if we've got any more information coming out. Because it's commercial break. think I can post that one if I post it. Rocket hit the ambulance plane. Who was on it? I don't know. That's somebody else saying. I'm commenting. Someone's commenting on one of the Instagram posts is that it was a rocket that hit the plane. I'm not confirming that. I have no idea. I just know that. Let's watch it. I know that this video right here looks totally different. Look. It fell from there. Okay, I'm glad you brought that up, Christy. I'm so glad you brought that up. I was going to bring that up, but I'm glad you did. The tail number is XAUCI. Mexican flights start with X, while American aircraft usually start with an N. You are absolutely right. Let me load. Hang on a minute. You're absolutely right. Mark Wallace actually posted one of these and he was worried about it. Let's see if I can get it pulled up. Yeah, here we go. Thank you guys for bearing with me to get all this stuff loaded. This is important, you know, this is stuff that's going on in our country. I mean, to think that the Democrat Party didn't weaponize these individuals that have come across our border, don't be naive, okay? Oh, you put one in there? Did you put it on Telegram? But here is a photo that Mark Wallace had put up. And he said, this is what I'm worried about. Because it does start with an XA. And she's correct. Now, some were trying to say it was Chinese. But I don't believe it is. I believe you're right as well. This is very scary, y'all. This is very, very scary. You can't even walk down the road, drive your car, and feel safe anymore. I mean, you can't do any of that. And then yesterday's, I mean, they say that it was a training or what. Hey, I'll give you my thoughts on it. I believe somebody took that Black Hawk, and I believe it went rogue, whoever it was. So they need to find out who did mechanics on it and who was around it. I mean, the pilot was not alive, or the pilot would have been able to speak or at least alert in some way. And they tried to contact the helicopter 3 times and told it to come back to base. They told it 3 times, come back to base. And they didn't. And they did not. So I don't know. Let's see if the news conference has come on yet.
.55 crashed around 6:30 p.m. local time on Friday after departing from Northeast Philadelphia Airport. 2 people were on board. They said the plane was en route to Springfield Branson National Airport in Missouri. They say the FAA and the NTSB will investigate, with the NTSB leading the investigation. So as you can see there from the FAA and the statement I just read out to you from Jet Rescue Air Ambulance, conflicting reports on the number of people on board. So wanted to make that known. This happens in these breaking news situations where information is coming in very piecemeal, it's very fluid, and facts change in the moment when people learn more information. And we rely on these entities and authorities to give us relevant and accurate information when they know it as well. In the meantime, we want to get back out to Fox 29 in Philadelphia with more of their coverage. Let's listen.
Over in DC on the Potomac River. A lot of people have questions about how does this happen back to back, because the reality of the matter is this is something that doesn't happen often. So a lot of people are on edge. I mean, it was a Friday evening. People were coming home from work. Some people were getting ready to enjoy their weekend. And then something like this happens right in their backyard. And as you said, this is Northeast Philadelphia. Right here, there's a shopping center, there's homes. This is a very active part of our community. So a lot of people, they just really are honestly scared right now, Jason. And officials, as you just heard, they are going to continue to give us some updates about what exactly happened. So as soon as we know more, we'll absolutely make sure that we let you know. But Jason, Dawn, this is just still a very active scene right now, and a lot of people are quite honestly afraid and concerned.
Right, and you can understand why people are frightened. I mean, we've seen Ring camera video of people opening their door to come home for the night, and all of a sudden hearing an explosion, looking up into the sky and seeing this ball of fire. What is the mood there, Cheyenne?
It's actually quite eerie. Like I said, when I was on my way to get to the scene, I was walking through the neighborhood and there were a lot of people. I mean, it's just natural for you to step outside your door. You're just wondering exactly what is happening. People are freaked out, for the lack of a better word. And like you just said, like how I found out about this happening, my phone was going off. You know, a lot of my family members in Northeast Philadelphia were reaching out. I was reaching out to them, and that's a lot of what's going on. People are reaching out to their family members to make sure if you live in this area that they are okay. So that's definitely top of priority for people here. And a lot of people are just like, well, what is next? What possibly more could happen? Because we are still very much so on edge after what happened in DC, and it's hard to ignore what just happened, you know, less than 2 days ago. And then this hitting so close to home, it definitely has a lot of people frightened.
I'm curious if you had a chance to speak to any witnesses who saw or heard anything.
I did. I spoke to one guy actually on my way when I was trying to make my way here, and he said that he literally like opened his front door, and he said people were saying like, get down, get down, get down. And of course, you know, when you hear get down, you automatically get down. He wasn't sure what they were saying get down for. He wasn't sure if there was a shooting going on, but he was just still shaken up because this is definitely not what he expected. If anything, he expected it to be some type of unfortunate shooting happening in his neighborhood.
I don't know,
but he did
Christy.
not expect it to be, you know,
I'm
a
looking.
plane crash happening here in Northeast Philadelphia.
Yeah, an explosion, and people reported feeling shaking, a deafening sound, and a fireball that just really engulfed cars and homes in the area, and fire crews doing their best to try to put those
Oh
out.
no.
Those images, they're just flooding around social media, and it's a lot of people are like, this is like nothing they've seen before. And actually, that police officer who escorted me over here, what she had to say, she said, this is just crazy.
Y'all, this is bad. I'm not going to show it here, but I'll put it on my Telegram. Yes, there's body parts everywhere. It's bad. It's bad. Yeah. You don't have a thick stomach, you might want to pass on that. No. Okay, guys. Be prepared. There's a lot of graphic videos coming out out of respect for the victims. I will not show it. I'm going to show this one. It's that one, Christy, you were talking about. I can only show it here. I probably wouldn't be able to show it anywhere else. This is just horrible. Are they doing something to our aircraft and using them as weapons? Is that what we're looking at here? I know. I already got told earlier today that I'm trying to spread fear. I'm just fear mongering. No, I live in reality. we had our border open. Just because Trump got in office and has deported so many already does not mean that the sales aren't working. That people that came here to do nefarious things and murder isn't going to follow through their plan. And you bet your ass the Democrat Party, they got a plan. They were too quiet. They were too, peaceful transition of power. Democrats are horrible, horrible. Not all. I've got some that are friends, but I'm going to tell you their mindset. Yes, we have common sense. Just like Trump said, we have common sense. You don't know how many times today I have been told I'm just a fear monger. I spread hate. I'm racist. And, I just ignore those comments. And I gladly just told them on all of the accounts that I have, with many, I just simply said, look, if you don't like what I have to say, and if you don't like the content I put out, unfollow me, block me, whatever you feel you need to do. That's a you problem, not my problem, because I am doing what I feel I am led to do. That is what I am doing. Um, let's download this video and then we'll upload it here. Parental discretion is advised on this one video. I'm not going to show you the ones I have. I did put it on Telegram. But it's bad. This is really bad. It looks like a bomb went off. Looks like a freaking bomb went off and people just parental discretion warning. This is a man on fire. Common sense isn't so common anymore. No, it's not. They got to have some kind of actual proof. Guys, us truth seekers have been putting the truth out there and putting stuff together for years now. And you learn, you see patterns. We see what is happening. Get on board and know America's not safe. We just had an open border for 4 years, y'all. For 4 freaking years. Come on. Are you really that naive and stupid to be like, oh, okay, nothing's happening? Really? All right, let's go back and let's see if
And
it
there's a lot of
started yet. Let's see if the press.
The situation on the ground,
Yeah.
either here in Philadelphia, because we know that houses caught fire. We know cars caught fire. We don't know that car that we saw earlier that was completely burned out. Was anybody in that car? We do know it was an extremely busy time. It was rush hour. It was just after 6:30 in a super busy section of the city when this all happened.
Cheyenne, Mark, can you pan to the left again where that car was charred, where we believe the plane crashed? Can you try to describe the scene for us? It's hard to make out.
It's bad.
What's going on in there right now? And you can probably see better than we can, Cheyenne.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now there's just, an entire effort to, kind of get the situation under control. You can see right ahead of me, Mark, if you're showing the firefighters that are straight ahead. And then also you can actually see that there's still some smoke coming from that home right there at the corner. But the firefighters, they were able to work pretty quickly to, contain that fire. But what's a big concern in this area, we talked a little bit about this earlier, is that there could be some other things that happen as a result of either the equipment, it's still a very hazardous area. So that's definitely a focus right now for officials. And I know that we just received the update in terms of, it's presumed that there were no survivors on board. And Jason, can you just confirm for me that we also updated the amount of people that were on board as well?
6. That is the medical flight company.
6 people.
Says that 6 were on board. This is according to the company, and that there is no confirmation tonight that any survived.
Right.
So we've had conflicting reports, but that is the latest.
That is the latest from the
that's
medical company.
Okay.
Okay, what we're gonna do. Okay, something doesn't make sense though. Jet Rescue says that they were carrying a pediatric patient on board along with 4 crew members. The FAA just said only 2 were on board. And I have the FAA report right here. Today at approximately 6:25 Eastern, Jet Rescue Air Ambulance experienced a crash, and the aircraft has its number XA-UCL Leggett 55 crashed after takeoff from Philadelphia. There were 4 crew member and 1 passenger pediatric patient on board. No further information is available at this time. Now, Jet Rescue Ambulance, this is their statement, but the FAA, this is what's crazy. The FAA is saying there was only 2 people on board. People keep making connections with the Super Bowl too. 1 flight from Kansas. Well, think about this. Tuberculosis is rampant in Kansas, apparently. There were 2 people on the airplane last night. Apparently, they had tuberculosis as well. This flight from Philadelphia, it is very strange. I'm not done. They were too quiet. It's only just begun. I fear it's about to get bad and you don't know where it's coming exactly. Because I mean, Jeffries came out today. We'll find his little video that he loves so freaking much. I've got it on Instagram. And he's just I don't understand these people. How do they get away with half the stuff that they do? All the stuff that they say. Thing keeps messing up. Yeah, technology sometimes is just too. There we go. So, I don't know if y'all believe what I believe, but I believe they talk in code. I believe because you had AOC saying, I know this is a big thing. We didn't expect it, but just wait. There's a plan. We'll figure it out. And then you had Kamala come out, and the way they're talking, it was never a goodbye. You know what I'm saying? I'm leaving. I'm gonna do this or that. It was a fight, 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 continue fight. It's like they took the words of what Trump had stated after his attempted assassination, and they trying to use it to their bidding. Let's just go with that. With their bidding. Why are the stories not matching? I don't know. I'm keeping up with it though. I'm waiting on this one to load if it ever loads. My internet is slow, guys. I have slow internet. As soon as it loads, we'll like it. But we've got Jeffries, we've got all these Democrats that have continuously took the words of what Trump has stated after his attempted assassination. Obama, you name it. They were too quiet. I told everybody, I was like, guys, they're just too freaking quiet. And they're evil. They're freaking evil. Some are saying that they believe this isn't been confirmed. Listen to the Tower Medevac communication. Now, this is what we were talking about. We just listened to that. We'll listen to it again. Now, when you listen to this again, think about it. The guy's not speaking English. I don't know where he's from, but did you hear distress or did something feel off?
Medevac, mid-service 056, on departure, turn right heading 290, runway 24, clear for takeoff, wind 25010. Medevac, mid-service 056, affirmative. On departure, turn right heading 290, runway 24, clear for takeoff. Medevac, mid-service 056, contact Philly departure 123.8.
123.8, Mike Tango Sierra 056 Medevac. Thank you, good day.
Medevac mid-service 056, Northeast Tower, contact Philly 123.8. Medevac mid-service, Northeast Tower. Medevac mid-service 056, Northeast Tower, you on frequency?
Medevac Mike Tango Sierra 056, Northeast Tower, how do you hear this transmission?
Medevac med-service 056, Northeast Tower.
Turkey 6098 Foxtrot, Northeast Ground, Roger. Stand by one. I'll get back to you when I can.
runway 24. What's going on down there?
Position 755. We have a lost aircraft. We're not exactly sure what happened, so we're trying to figure it out. For now, the field is going to be closed, so no inbounds or outbounds probably.
All right, understand. Thank you.
609 Foxtrot, I'm sure you copied that, but for right now, we're gonna call the field closed. We'll try to get you out here when we can. If we can't, we'll have to take you over to Atlantic, but stand by for now.
Okay, so let's dissect this a little bit. The control tower tries to contact the medevac with their concerns. The last response that came from that pilot, as we heard, we'll get back to you when we can. Tower instructs the pilot on where to turn. Oh, no, this is the other one. Sorry. I'm working on 2 stories. Oh, no, this is it. Then the pilot responds affirmative. Okay. Then all of a sudden, did you hear that? There was a Mexican voice that pipes in. I thought that as well. I didn't want to be called racist or something, but it was a Mexican voice right in the middle when they did contact. Then the tower asked for confirmation several times. Then the jet responds, mumbled words. Sounds like a Mexican guy, is what people are saying. And then finally, the American pilot, we'll get back to you when we can. Then seconds later, the jet races down at a 45-degree angle, and at an impact, that was a huge impact. So if you listen to that at that one point, did y'all hear it? It was a Mexican voice, and then you heard the American voice. Was this plane hijacked? Yeah, they don't ever let them take the power. Remember, we have not given up, and we're just begun. So I believe Harris is warning people. I do. And as a matter of fact, with this video that's come out, I don't even know what he's meaning by what he's meaning to fight with. We have Jeffries. Y'all, they're not giving up easy. They're not going to give up easy. Everybody's like, give me a source. I gave you a source. I give you sources all the time. I'm not going to put your diaper on and baby your asses. You go to it, you check it, and you learn it. That's what you do. I'm talking to you guys. I'm talking to these people here. It aggravates me. Sounded like a foreign accent. Yes, it did. It sounded like a foreign accent to me too. But I mean, I've got the whole thing played out as to exactly what was said. We'll get back to you when we can. Now, when does a pilot say that? Why would a pilot say that? We'll get back to you when we can. That is not terminology that you were. I wish I had Gravel on here, man. He's an ex-pilot. He could explain a little bit more. Yeah. What is really going on with this, guys? What's going on with it? This is not good. This isn't good at all. I don't know. That's what I'm seeing. Let's see what new information. I don't know if they're coming out yet with the It says air traffic controllers tried to reach the Doom Philadelphia several times, just like you last night. Hey, Lilio. They tried to reach the helicopter 3 times. There was nothing, and it was blacked out. Are you kidding me? Dark? They had to have taken over, guys. I mean, when is enough enough? I mean, I'm gonna show you. I don't know if this. To me, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it, y'all. I'm gonna say it. It looked like a freaking missile to me. This looks like a missile. That looked like a missile. Boom, come down. Said it was already on fire. I don't know. To me, it looks like a missile. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to spread misinformation. I'm just giving you my thoughts. I'm not saying that's what it is. But there's a senior U.S. official to exit after rift with Musk, allies for overpayment of a system. We got Doja in the mix of everything. I guess because they're clashing with Elon, people are quitting. This was a Mexican air ambulance in a residential neighborhood and shopping complex of Philadelphia. It is a very well populated area. There's a lot of, I don't want to show that video, but the video I have, there's a lot of casualties, y'all. There's a lot of casualties. It's not good. They don't. That's why I asked if 5G could jam, and yes, definitely looks like a missile. It did look like a missile. They're supposed to be doing a let's see if they're back yet. 1 second.
We understand that Governor Josh Shapiro is probably about 15 minutes away. And of course, we will be hearing from him. He probably needs to be briefed. We did not get a lot of information from her. She spoke a little while ago, just asking for people's prayers, saying that there was no number on any reported casualties, asking people to stay away from the area. And this is significant if they see debris, because we've heard all evening that this debris is just strewn everywhere, all across this area. We saw
Maybe a half mile.
Right. And if you see it, don't touch it. Just call 911, because the FAA and NTSB investigators need to piece this all together, and all of this will help them as they try to figure out what exactly went wrong tonight.
Mark, can you pan up? And I wonder if those drones are still there. At one point, there were 4 to 5 of them over the scene. There's one blinking. These, I would imagine, are, that looks like it could be a fire or police drone with cameras that really could give first responders a good idea of the crash scene, the perimeter, and any other evidence they might be able to gather. I have to assume that those who need medical attention have been addressed, transported. There's another one over, I believe that might be the mall area there. There's, again, it's a large scene between a residential area, businesses, restaurants, and so on, and still some smoldering row homes in the area. So there may be some displaced people. We have crews headed to the hospital as well to see how that effort is going for anybody on the ground who may have been injured. Again, just so much to still be learned. And we just, all we can do is kind of give you the play-by-play here of what's going on. Right. We're an hour or 3, and it's still very much an active scene. I have to think this is going to be a shutdown scene for days, if not longer.
And let's get back out to our Cheyenne Corinne, who is at the scene. And have you learned anything new? What's it like there at the moment?
Yeah, we're still working to, figure out more information. But right now, the scene, it honestly has remained the same. As you just said, Jason, I mean, we're now in hour 3, and this scene, it hasn't calmed down, or we haven't seen less of a police and fire presence since we got here. That means that there definitely is still, a lot going on behind me. You can just see based on the amount of flashing lights that are out here. Since I've been out here, I've also been trying to, check social media. As you heard, my coworker, Shawnette, she's checking on those who are displaced, because obviously, it's so close to homes here in Northeast Philadelphia that there are people displaced. We at least know that that home at the corner, those people, there's no way that they're still inside of their home. And actually, since you came to me, I haven't seen too many people in these homes right here come outside or even poke their heads outside. So we don't know if possibly those officers were telling people to, stay inside or possibly leave. But I do know people personally who live in this area, and just out of caution, which is probably a good idea, they are just evacuating the area. So although we haven't heard any official evacuation orders, a lot of people are just getting out of this area. And that's really what Mayor Sherrell Parker was focused on, was people staying safe. As you said, there's a lot of debris on this wet ground here in Northeast Philadelphia, and officials are telling people to not touch it. If you see something, call it in, because as you saw, my coworker Steve Keeley, he saw a really, really critical, crucial piece of that jet on the ground. So if you see something like that, do not touch it and just call it in. Right now, as you said, this is just going to be, it's going to take some time to really get to the bottom of this. I can't imagine that Northeast Philadelphia is going to be the same anytime soon. I can imagine that this is probably going to be closed off for quite some time. We're going to be out here until it isn't at this point, but there's just a lot of people in the neighborhood that are on edge. We're not expecting something like this to happen. And again, we keep going back to the fact that just 2 days ago, we lost 67 people in the Potomac River due to a plane crash. And then 2 days later, about 2.5 hours away here in Northeast Philadelphia, we now have a plane suddenly come down, crash in the neighborhood, and it's not looking good. So a lot of people are on edge right now. We're trying to get more answers for people, trying to get some type of clarity about how this could possibly happen. But people are just really on edge about what exactly happened here, Jason.
Yeah, it's just still so shocking after even all 3 hours later, we're still trying to sort through it. Steve Keeley is kind of walking around the neighborhood trying to speak with people who may have witnessed things. And when you get a chance, control room, check out his tweet. He was at a diner nearby, and Steve is reporting that debris, I think it's the Country Club Diner, which is up Cotman. Yeah, it's right up Cotman. And he says, okay, this is his tweet. That's the picture of a boarded up glass, and a piece of plane flew through.
The U.S. State Department has issued a level 4 travel warning to parts of Mexico as threats emerge from cartels, who are also threatening to use drones to drop explosives on the border. Patrol agents. If not for President Trump, would the cartels have ever been classified as terrorist organizations? So, could this be the cartels? It was a Mexican plane. Could it be the cartels after Pete Hegseth had come out? We'll get that video up for you. A lot's going on. A lot's going on. This is crazy, y'all. This is freaking crazy. Man. And I don't believe it is. I mean, yeah, I think the DEI has a lot to do with it. If you're deaf and if you can't see, you have no business in air traffic control. You have no business in piloting. What, you going to sit and listen to it to tell you where to go? This is purposely done, y'all. This is some purposely done bullshit. This is them choosing to do this. And God help us all. Let's see if any news is happening.
That glass into that diner, which Cheyenne is, and it just, again, a debris field that's stretching city blocks, a quarter of a mile to more. So, and obviously that will be preserved.
Jason,
Yes.
I think that speaks to the amount of injuries that could possibly be a result of this crash, because of course we have the 6 people who were on the jet, but also there's a lot more injuries that possibly could have come. We know that there were cars on fire. We know that there were homes on fire. As you just said, debris went into a diner. Those are a lot of people that are possibly injured.
Yeah.
So that's why we also crew going to the hospital, because we are expecting that there are going to be a lot of people that show up that also were injured as a result of this crash too. So that's something that we also are trying to pay attention to as well. Anytime that there's flashing lights, and we just want to bring your attention to what's going on over here. It looks like police may just be making sure that this car over here does not cross these barriers, the red and yellow tape here. And then there's also a fire.
Not sure. I think connections between it is a little off.
We are going to fight it legislatively. We are going to fight it in the courts. And we're going to fight it in the streets.
Seriously. You see? I believe they're talking to them. I believe they're letting them know, hey, this is because the CB1 apps are gone, so they have to communicate. And they know this. You don't tell me they got code words. I think they do. Y'all call me conspiracy theory all day long, crazy, whatever. I believe they're talking in code words. Truthfully, hello, I think they are. Right. People don't comprehend how sophisticated and desperate the deep. Exactly. Freaking exactly. And the defense secretary, Pete Hegseth, thank God we have him. He went on show this morning. We're going to upload it. And he talked a little bit about, some are saying, well, he just declared war. Think about it, guys. The cartel in human trafficking is trillions of dollars every year. It outsells the guns. It outsells the drugs. Human beings. You've got human trafficking. You've got organ harvesting and selling. You've got adrenochrome. You've got all of this going on. I'm telling you guys, they are so hung up on this stuff. It's evil. It's evil. Do you think he is triggering people purposely? They do that purposely, Kirsty. Do you really think that they're going to the cartels are just going to miraculously say, okay, Trump's in office now, we're going to back off? They've had 4 years to set up their plan. They've had 4 years to plan everything down to the T that they needed done. It's that simple. So don't sit back and think, and this ain't fear mongering. This is trying to knock some damn sense into your head. Truthfully, that's what it is. But here is Pete this morning speaking.
Drug cartels have been declared terrorist organizations. And if you find that, and we know if there's Al Qaeda, we're going to hit them. I don't care if you're in Somalia, Sudan, or in Syria. If we find that they continue to fire at our border control and they continue to put fentanyl into our country, as the Secretary of Defense, are you permitted now to go after them in Mexico or wherever they are?
Brian, I don't want to get ahead of the president, and I won't. But that's ultimately going to be his decision. But let me be clear, all options will be on the table. If we're dealing with what are designated to be foreign terrorist organizations who are specifically targeting Americans on our border, and we're finally securing our border. We've been securing other people's border for a very long time. The military is shifting toward an understanding of homeland defense on our sovereign territorial border. That is something we will do and do robustly. So we're already
robustly. So see, he has pretty much called him out and said, I am not going to go step on the president's toes, but we know what President Trump will do. We know exactly what he'll do. Hang on a minute. Trying to get all y'all's comments. No, the cartels are going to fight for the money. You're right. They're going to fight for it because the Democrats are making money off of it as well. It is not, I repeat, it is not. Now, here's a close-up video of, I guess it's a dash cam. It hit the Dunkin' Donuts. Hang on a minute. Trying to get all this loaded, guys. Y'all bear with me. Thank you guys for sticking with me. I'm trying to get all the crazy stuff downloaded. It's coming in so fast. It is. It's coming in so fast. All this information is, and it's saddening because I'm seeing really bad things, y'all. I'm seeing some really freaking bad shit. And I don't like it. I don't like it. This is horrible. Horrible. And I have to be careful what I post on certain platforms and stuff because you will get banned. Definitely will get banned. Okay, let's see if we can load this. This is actual close-up video of when the plane landed and on dash cam, and they're saying this is about probably the closest one they've found so far. And you can see it hit smack dab at Dunkin' Donuts.
And, yep.
Oh, hello!
And, yep.
Oh, hello!
And Dunkin' Donuts is completely gone. We are pulling more information. Bear with me. I'm trying to get it. Man, this is horrible. The videos that are coming out, this is absolutely gut-wrenching. The sooner Americans realize that we are at war and stand together and get rid of the trash and the evil that this previous administration let come through our border and we band together, the sooner we can get rid of it. The sooner we can take care of business. Hey, sis, y'all say hi to my sister. This is my sister Barbara down here in the chat. This is her first time coming in. You figured it out. I love you. Um, y'all follow each other. Hey, Sassy, good to see you. Good to see you. I'm glad. I'm glad. Yeah, I posted one on there. We're sticking with it. We're gonna find out. Let's load. It's loading now. Y'all bear with me. This is someone's home. She says this is in her backyard. I have not viewed it yet, so I'm gonna say parental guidance warning just in case, because it's quite a bit. Hi, sis. Good to see you here. Oh, that makes me happy that she come in. It's the first time I think you've caught me on here. Welcome everyone that's on X. I appreciate you, Rumble and YouTube. We're streaming live. Come on, load. Here we go. This is one in someone's backyard.
What exploded? What exploded?
I don't know what the fuck happened. There's 2 cars burning.
That was in someone's backyard. This was their comment that they made. Oh my God, this is a plane crash in Philadelphia right behind my house. I can literally walk there. I heard this sound from my house. This is insane. This is scary. There's no way we aren't being attacked. That is from someone on the ground, on the freaking ground. Yes, the plane is a Mexican medvac. Hey, Miss Kimberly, say hello to my sissy, my blood sister, Barbara. She's in the chat. Let's go back. Let's see if the press conference has started. Give me one moment. We're going to see what's going on.
These first responders need it. They've got drones in the air. They've got crews on the ground. Every firefighter in the Northeast, I would imagine, is here to try to help those who need it. The power is out from this angle. There are charred cars, homes that have burned, and people who have needed help. This was a good 3 hours ago now when it happened. So here we are on a Friday night, 3 hours later, still trying to make sense of this. The mayor has said if you see debris, first of all, stay away. If you see debris, call 911. Do not touch anything, and let the first responders do what they need.
You're welcome, Sassy. Did you know that their fighter jets scrambled from Alaska to Canada as Russian warplanes were spotted in the Arctic? This is what NORAD is saying. Okay, we'll return.
Need to do, but that's all the information she had. No other information about the people on the ground or some of the totals that we're waiting to hear about when it comes to the people on the ground who were affected by this disaster. The weather appears to be deteriorating right now. Rain continues to fall as crews try to piece this together. They've got a huge area of Cotman Avenue and Roosevelt Mall and many other areas all cordoned off, discouraging anybody from trying to come and see what's going on. Any looky-loos getting any ideas to come see what's up, don't even try it. There are people who live in this area who need it and beyond. There's a whole line of row homes on the right of your screen. As firefighters take this gurney, I don't believe there's a victim.
Can you hear me?
It's just equipment. As these firefighters move by, this is Cheyenne Corinne's camera. And so crews are just kind of making their way through and still probably looking for anybody who needs help. The mayor was the only one who spoke at a press conference, I want to say about 30 minutes ago. Let's go back to Mayor Sherelle Parker as she addressed the media.
I want to go through some basic facts about what we know for certain right now. An aircraft went down in the vicinity of Roosevelt Mall on Cotman Avenue. This occurred shortly after 6 p.m. this evening. As of right now, we have no reports on the number of fatalities.
All you can see is this boom. And that's all she had. And otherwise, stay away. We're doing our jobs, and we'll update you, she says, a little bit later. And so now we wait, hopefully in the next few minutes, to hear from Governor Josh Shapiro, who will brief us as well. He's been briefed by federal agencies, state representatives, been in touch with Senator Fetterman. All the elected officials in this area have released statements saying that their hearts are with the victims and the first responders. And I think that's how we all feel tonight, thinking of the victims, thinking of these first responders who are doing everything humanly possible to help people and save those who need it. But it's, 9:30 tonight. It's dark here. It's hard to see anything. They've got the drones up at this moment. But as far as numbers, as far as information goes, it's going to take hours, if not a day. Cheyenne, I'm really curious about the folks who live here. You have somebody with you in this area?
Yeah, I do. He actually somehow made his way over here, I hope safely. You live in the area, correct?
Yes, I live in the area.
What exactly, where were you?
What happened was, we was coming out of Ross, out of the plaza, and all we seen is a big fireball up in the sky. We ain't know it was a gas explosion or whatever happened, but it was just crazy. People just running all over and trying to see what happened, exactly what went on down there.
And what was your first reaction when you heard that it's a plane crash?
Well, you heard a big boom, so it was like a bomb. I it was a attack going on or whatever. I mean, we just heard about the terrible tragedy that happened in D.C. So, but then another plane was going down, so we didn't know what was going on out here.
And did you hear that, unfortunately, there were 6 people on board, and it's presumed that there are no survivors? What's your reaction to that?
Yes, they said there's no survivors. And then the bad thing about it is that they said it was a little girl that was being rushed on medical alert to another hospital, and this happened.
And how far from the scene do you live?
I don't live far, right off, like about a half a block down. We're down in that area.
Are you able to get to your home? I know that there are some people that are
blocked off. We can't even get down in the area. They're not allowing no cars to go in the area. They got it blocked off like 10 blocks around the area. No cars can go in the area at all.
So what do you plan to do tonight? Is the rest of your family stay?
Hey, well, I DJ. I'm DJ Thorpe, so I'm working at a club on the other side, so I got to go way across and around, so I can't even go to my destination to get records and stuff to do the work.
And you mentioned the recent DC plane crash. With this happening so soon after, what are your thoughts?
I'm thinking it's like I'm trying to figure out, like, it's like very, like, I don't know if it's like to me, I'm thinking this is a terrorist thing going on or something like that, or but.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk and see what the people are thinking is going on. The people that are there on the ground, the people around. After yesterday's episode, we have Boeing. All their planes have been massively messed up. But Bill Daltrey here on X says that the Philadelphia plane crash has some extremely interesting flights around Mexico and Haiti yesterday, which I have the plot plan. I can show you that. Also, it was not logged that it was departing from Philly airport. This is screaming cartel hit to me. And I'm not one of those massive tinfoil hat guys, but damn. That is from Bill Daltrey. He also goes on to say, the videos that are coming out show this damn thing cooking towards the ground. No professional pilot would full throttle nosedive towards a heavily populated area. I see speculation of missiles, but I'm not buying that. I will stand by my thoughts of a cartel hit, though. The flight logs are too bizarre with the zero data for departure or arrival, and was not tracked leaving the Philly airport sure makes you wonder. God bless the first responders on scene and any innocent lives lost. What a tragedy, regardless of who and why. Very well spoken, Bill Daltrey. Thank you. Very well spoken. Now this is speculation, but I do have what he's showing with the logs. It is not showing that they were going to depart from, but they did go to Mexico and they went to Haiti, but it is not showing that they're departing from Philly airport. But I don't know how that works with flight logs. Like if you have an emergency, is there like other things that happen that you do what you got to do, to get the patient to wherever it's got to go. I do believe as well. I mean, I'm sorry, but I believe we are under attack. I don't care what people say. They can call me whatever, conspiracy crazy, whatever. Um, that plane, let's watch it once again. I know we've seen it. We've got new people here. Welcome everyone on X, YouTube, and Rumble. I appreciate you. This is Country Crazy Podcast. We get a little crazy up in here, and we do talk about some conspiracy theories and everything. But I'm going to tell you, that's how we figure things out as American people. When we sit and we talk about different ideas and different things that happen, this is how we put things together. This is how we expose the truth. Exactly how we expose the truth. Um, but here's the video. It's a nose dive straight down. That was a nosedive straight freaking down. Well, watch. If we watch movies and we watch anything, that is what a missile looks like when it hits. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just saying we're not stupid people, okay? We're not stupid people. We're just not. You heard they were headed to Springfield? We are not alone in our thinking. No, we're not. And this is some crazy, crazy shit going on. This is crazy. I mean, we've had how many times have we had Jeffries? We're gonna fight in the streets, we're gonna fight this and fight that. They are so demented, they would take something that Trump did at the time that they could not and did not kill him or assassinate him because God has other plans for him. God has many plans for him and spared him. And he went fight, fight, fight. Think about it. If you go back and you watch Kamala's exiting speech and you watch all of them, even Biden has said it. Fight, fight, fight. I do believe that is their code words. I believe that's their code words. Go back and think. Every time they say that, something happens thereafter. Sure as hell does. Hey T, good to see you. Yeah, country crazy to everyone. That's what I'm called. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. I really appreciate it. Please share out the broadcast. I'd appreciate it. Let's see if any new info is coming through with this. We'll be going right back to the news. Okay. I don't know if this is real. We're gonna download it. We're gonna find out if this. Do I have this one? Have I shown this one? Reports are coming out that there was a man yelling Allahu Akbar while the plane crash was going down in Philly. You only yell that for one reason. Let me get this video downloaded. Let's go back to this and I would be getting this video ready for us. Let's see if the governor has spoken yet.
With a pediatric patient on it. So just really a devastating night for Philadelphia. And the weather has just gotten worse and worse as the night went on. It was lightly raining earlier. Now it's raining heavily. And we have all these emergency personnel on the scene trying to assist people. We know the governor, he should be, you can see it's pouring there. He should be arriving shortly, and hopefully we can get some more information. I think a lot of people, ourselves included, are wondering about the damage on the ground.
Yeah,
Were there any casualties here? Were any innocent people per
And I would have to think 3 hours later, it's still a search and rescue effort, still door to door, and just trying to find anybody in the community who may have been impacted. There was debris flying everywhere, and who knows what can happen in that situation, fireball like that, and cars chart out. So I'm sure that firefighters are still making sure that everyone's accounted for on the ground and knocking on doors and making sure that the folks in harm's way are okay. You got something?
Well, Steve Keeley just saying that the fire department says they had fires in 6 homes. That
I believe it.
Calvert Street home off of Cotman Avenue, which he says is in the 7200 block. So we heard from the mayor earlier saying homes and vehicles were impacted. And he's telling us that a source of his in the Philadelphia Fire Department said that they had fires as a result of this plane just plummeting into this neighborhood. Different homes. We saw at least one of those homes on fire earlier in the evening.
And still some smoldering. Our camera crews are in place. They really can't move from this location. The whole area has been cordoned off, and media cannot cross certain lines here in this situation as the rain is pouring now for these first responders on the scene. This is Cotman Avenue that you're seeing there in the Northeast. This is Cheyenne Corinne's location with photographer Mark Lavala. Cheyenne, have you spoken with anybody else?
Okay, well, obviously Cheyenne is not able to hear us at this moment, but
can you hear me now?
Yeah. Hey, Cheyenne. I know it's live news, right?
It's very fluid.
Exactly.
Yes, it is. Yeah, so it's very fluid, and the bad weather doesn't help at all either.
Exactly. So have you talked to anybody else in the neighborhood? Are you hearing anything from people who may have witnessed this? Anything from crews on the scene?
Well, we just heard from our sources that apparently at one time there were 6 homes that were on fire that firefighters had to work on. That means that at least 6 people, but more realistically, if you're thinking about that could be up to 15 people, a dozen people who were impacted and had their home on fire. Again, 6 homes that firefighters tell us at one time were on fire. We are also seeing straight ahead, if you can point to the back of that police truck, it looks like that police may be putting up some type of barriers, because as you can imagine, this area is going to have to be.
I was thinking that too. Sassy, you had a good point. Reagan Airport, Roosevelt Mall. What other areas in other states have things named after presidents? What other places have things named after presidents? Very good point. Very good point. Very good point. I'm trying to upload this video, but it's not working for me. We'll return back to it.
Secure for quite some time. It looks like that's what those orange and white things are right there, barriers, making sure that people stay out of the area. Because we did just speak to someone who lives in the area, but I'm not quite sure how he was able to make it over here, because this is not an area that they are recommending people come to. But of course, people are very curious. So I can imagine that another focus for officials are trying to put up maybe some more secure barriers to keep people out of the area, just so they can really focus on what they are trying to do right now, which is to make sure that people are safe, and also to, continue to work the scene here at Ground Zero, guys.
Okay. Thank you very much, Cheyenne. Let's go back to the statement where the president has just released a statement about this particular crash, saying, "So sad to see the plane go down in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. More innocent souls lost. Our people are totally engaged. First responders are already being given credit for doing a great job. More to follow. God bless you all."
And then the American Red Cross of Southeastern Pennsylvania on the scene, as we know, in Northeast Philadelphia. Its communications director also releasing the following message, telling us, quote, "A team of trained Red Cross disaster workers are on the scene to help those who've been displaced. We are working with our city, state, and federal partners to assess any other needs that we can assist with." And we know from talking with Cheyenne Corinne, that she also spoke to the Red Cross on the scene. They're trying to reach out to families in that neighborhood who need to leave, who need someplace to go. And she knew of at least one family who was actually displaced and looking to go to a safer location for the evening, because you can only imagine, as we're hearing now, that 6 homes, and it could be more, did catch fire, were impacted by the debris from this plane crash, as well as burned out cars. And you can only imagine the fear that must be so rampant.
I can't even imagine how it must have been to be there to see it
And not know,
experience it,
and not know
what
what
it is.
happened. And what if you were inside? We've seen the ring camera video. We've seen people who witnessed it. But if you were in your home and had no idea,
Or like these people, right at their doorstep,
Right.
running in for cover.
right, and all of a sudden this. But what if you were inside and you didn't know it all?
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Oh my God!
Steve, sorry about that. I always mute myself up. We'll start over. I'm sorry, guys. I do that all the time. We're back. Okay, this is from News Treasons Channel 17. Looking back at the crash and the stories around it, I can't help but notice We're told a group of ice skaters died on the AADC flight. The same day the crash of famous disgraced ice skater Tanya Hardin joined X. She did. She joined X that day. I remember. She asked everyone if they remembered who she was. The next day, an ice skater, Nancy Carrington, is seen crying on Fox, just like she did in '94, after being clubbed by an associate of Tanya Harding. All of this ice skating talk is happening with ICE is making mass deportations, and Trump has a hiring freeze and spending freeze. Now, of course, that has been completely changed and is no longer frozen. But I don't know. Did y'all hear me tell you what Donald Trump had stated? He'd put a statement out. Probably not. So sad to see the plane go down in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. More innocent souls are lost. Our people are totally engaged. First responders are ready to be being given credit for doing a great job. More to follow. God bless you all. Donald Trump. That's what he says. Now remember, we had issues with the when that ship hit the bridge in Baltimore. I believe it was Baltimore. It reminds me of that. They lost control and it just, I mean, it was a ship. It was a ship and it went straight head on. So, we're having issues with these dive. They're just diving. Now, excuse me, CNN and MSNBC are still trying to confirm exactly what airplane it was that crashed in Philadelphia. They've only confirmed the make and the model. X has already known exactly which jet it was for at least a half an hour, which is true. Mexico. It was a Mexican, sorry guys. It was a Mexican ambulance plane. That is a fact. That is a fact. I mean, so much going out and coming in. But let's get back and let's find out, is the press conference taking place yet with the governor? I'm going to take a commercial break. I'll be right back.
And welcome back here to Live Now from Fox. I'm Andrew Kraft. We do have our vantage point there over the Philadelphia skyline, and we are learning some really horrible news about this medevac flight that crashed in North Philadelphia. And so we're about to get a press conference from officials there. We already heard from Mayor Sherelle Parker, and we are told we're possibly going to be hearing from Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro. And so in the meantime, we're going to keep this shot up here. We're going to get back out to Fox 29 in Philadelphia. You can see the rain come down. It's a very cold night there, last day of January here. And boy, what a January. I want to put this tweet up for you. The Philadelphia 76ers posting this mid-game tonight. I'm told they're currently playing the Denver Nuggets right now. They say prior to tonight's game, we learned of a plane crash in Northeast Philadelphia. While we await more information, we send our thoughts and prayers to all of those impacted. We also extend our gratitude to the first responders on site for their efforts this evening. So I wanted to show you that statement coming in from the 76ers, the game happening tonight in Philadelphia. So I wanted to get that in. In the meantime here, we do have our shot, though, which seems to be under the canopy of a gas station. It was moved because the rain is so intense tonight there in North Philly. And so you see all of the news outlets, they are ready to go. We have our live picture as well of the scene. The perimeter is quite far back from the scene now that these streets have been completely shut off there. You see there Bustleton Avenue and some of these other streets in North Philly near the Roosevelt Mall and some of these housing developments and row houses and the like here. So we are going to show you this in its entirety once this press conference gets underway. We're not going
Breaking news that 88 FBI agents who worked on the Trump case were just physically escorted out of the Washington field office. This is what happens when you destroy the Constitution and try to turn America into a banana republic. About damn time. About damn time. All right, we'll return back to it. I just wanted you guys to know that.
I'm going to show you again the last press conference. Sometimes we do that just to buy ourselves time here. There wasn't much information gleaned from Mayor Sherelle Parker. She said that she could not at the time give us a number of fatalities. She didn't do that in the last press conference, though she did say this is impacting several.
Okay, with all of this we've got going on, we have this going on too. Breaking news. The Department of Justice has just arrested John Harold for leaking trade secrets to China. He was a former senior advisor for the Federal Reserve. For the Federal Reserve. This is insane. I don't understand how can an American do something like that. I mean, evil, money. It really breaks my heart that people have lost love for America. What makes somebody do that? Money? Money? Is that what they do? Is that why Trump's got 30,000 extra beds built in Gitmo? Because that's a fact. And see, that's why the Democrats put up such a push in all of the cabinet members when they all get, sworn in and start doing their job. I'm sorry, guys. This looked like a missile to me. I don't care what you say. It looked like a missile to me. It really did. It's crazy. This is crazy. This is a crazy month, y'all. But I wanted to tell you about John Harold has just been arrested for leaking trade secrets from the Federal Reserve and other things to China.
Residences there in North Philly in this.
Solomon, Reps Nielsen, Dottie, who represents this area, and Bellman, Commissioner Daly, and Councilmember Driscoll was present. If there was ever a time when we needed to affirm what the One Philly philosophy means, the time is now. And I'm very proud about how our federal, state, and all of our local partners are working hard to deal with this tragedy. I now want to turn it over to our governor and to say thank you, Governor, for your support and being here with us this evening.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. The mayor preaches about One Philly. She talks about a unified approach to governing every day. What you're seeing here is a unified response to an awful aviation disaster. For as awful as that aviation disaster was, tonight we also saw the best of Philly. We saw neighbor helping neighbor. We saw Pennsylvanians looking out for one another. I want to reaffirm the comments the mayor said about all of the different agencies working together. And I want to especially thank and salute Philly Fire and Philly Police, who did an extraordinary job this evening. We know that there will be loss in this region, and we want to offer our thoughts and our serious prayers for those who are grieving at this moment. The mayor knows, and I want you all to know, that the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania stands firmly with our partners in the city. We have, at the request of Commissioner Bethel, 45 state troopers who are on the ground right here in Northeast Philly. We have 25 members of our PennDOT team who are here right now. We have members of the Pennsylvania Emergency Management Authority who are here, including our director, Randy Padfield, who joins me behind here. We also have members of DEP, the Department of Environmental Protection, who are here to make sure that any hazardous materials are addressed. And as you heard the mayor reference, we're joined by several state representatives and senators. I want to thank them. They will make sure that whatever is needed for this community gets to this community. I also spoke earlier this evening with the United States Secretary of Transportation, Secretary Duffy, who offered his full support to Northeast Philly. And as the mayor alluded to, he has dispatched 4 members of the FAA to Philly, and there are 4 members of NTSB on their way as well. We have all the resources that we need. And again, as the mayor always says, one Philly, we are unified in our approach to deal with this emergency. And again, I'll just end by sharing my prayers, the prayers of my wife, Lori, our First Lady, and on behalf of 13 million Pennsylvanians who are all here for North Philly tonight in this very, very difficult moment. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you all. When we have additional information to report, we will come back and give another briefing. But now we want to let our federal, state, and local partners do their jobs and go to work. We'll report back to you when we have more information. Thank you all so very much for your patience and understanding. Thank you.
Philadelphia Mayor Terrell Parker giving her second update of the evening. This time with Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro. The new information she started with is that there's a shelter available at 5500 Langdon Street. That's Samuel Fells High School. The governor and the mayor commending the response to this plane crash.
I think it's freezing up. This is crazy. This is crazy. We got to pray for the families. Is Philadelphia, parts of it, I believe, are Republican, but there are parts that are Democrat, I believe. Don't quote me on that. Personally, that's what I think. Man, this is absolutely crazy. Also makes you wonder what else is coming, you know? What else is coming? And you got to think like that after what we're going through. Yeah, it of course went Republican with the red wave that took place with President Trump, for sure. For sure. Hang on a minute. Something different. There's a lot of stuff coming out. There's a lot of videos and stuff. It's so sad. The information that's coming out is just, you know, we've seen so many of them sitting in the cars, and all of a sudden, an explosion like that coming from the sky. The reality is people need to understand. And I don't know how much more to say it. And they'll say, well, you're fear mongering or this or that. Our border has been open for 4 years. Now wrap your head around the number. They say to at least 20 million. I'm going to say double or triple that, to be honest with you. Do you really think for 1 minute that they're going to go silently into the night and not push back? Did you really think for any minute that the Democrats were just going to sit back and they went after this man for 4 years, y'all, over anything and everything they could? They tried to assassinate him numerous times. Just because he's in office and president doesn't mean that their plans stop. Their plans don't stop. They still go. And he told us from day one, they're not after him, they're after us. I believe we're at war. And I see it. Many others see it. how many planes come in and falling from the sky is it going to take for people to realize exactly what's going on? You can call me a fearmonger. I don't give a shit. Call me whenever. Sorry, I got a tickle in my throat. This is unreal. I mean, news is coming out now that the pediatric patient on board the plane that crashed in Philadelphia was on the way home after receiving a life-saving treatment sponsored by a charity. I don't know the name of the charity. I believe they're just gearing up too, Christy. Man, we've already been on here 2 hours. Can you believe that? I ain't done a 2-hour podcast in a minute. I'm thankful that, we're able to do this and talk about things. Okay, here we go. Yeah, a girl who was returning to Mexico after receiving treatment for a life-threatening illness in the U.S. was among the 6 people on board the plane that crashed in Northwest Philly. See, the FAA says 2 people, and they're saying 6. For those that are confused, it's a medical transport jet based out of Mexico and Florida. According to Springfield, Missouri sources, neither hospital there was expecting a patient, but flight aware indicates that the plane was stopping in Springfield to refuel and then was heading to Tijuana. And she was from Mexico, and they're saying the plane number was NC. No, the plane. Yeah, we see it the way it is. X just posted a picture and a video of it and said, "We've already figured it out. We've had it figured out." But they're going to try to twist it, and they'll try to put different pictures up. I mean, we went through this for the last 4 years. We saw videos coming up that were from 10 years before, 5 years before. We do need to pray each and every day from this. I think people need to be cautious everywhere. Yeah, we're in a time now. Yes, Springfield sassy. The way I understand it, according to Springfield, Missouri sources, neither hospital there was expecting a patient, but flight aware indicates that the plane was stopping in Springfield to fuel and then headed to Tijuana. That is the story at the moment that I see coming out. There's just so much coming out, guys, and just keeping up with it as it goes. Now, you did know that the majority of the government websites are going dark today after 5 p.m. The medical aspect of it, not sure why it's happening, but it was a Learjet operator is Latin America largest air ambulance provider. This is the largest air ambulance provider, guys. Jet Rescue Worldwide, the operator of a Learjet 55 that crashed in Philadelphia, is the largest air ambulance provider in Latin America and the second largest in North America. Wow. That is crazy. That is just absolutely crazy. I'm sorry. It was on fire when it was in the sky. And then it did the. Now there's a video of people taking pictures of the jet itself and getting that number on it. I mean, I've got pictures with it with the number on it. I've got pictures of that. Pete Hegseth has officially canceled the National African American Black History Month, Women's History Month, Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, National Hispanic Heritage Month, National Disability Employment Awareness Month, and National American Indian Heritage Month. Americans are now going to just celebrate the 4th of freaking July. One country, one celebration. Absolutely. Yes. But people took pictures of it and sent it into X. Elon Musk just posted a picture of the wing of it with the X on it. And he said, I don't care what they say. This was a Mexican plane. This was a Mexican plane. You see what they'll do? They'll try to scrub it. They'll do that to the internet. They scrub videos like you just don't know. Now, here is the black and white up close. Let's see if I can get it, guys. This is where I say this darn thing was on fire in the freaking sky before it ever nosedived down to the ground. It sure was. Yes, thank you. With the DEI, hang on. I want to play. What's wrong with it, guys? It just looks on fire to me. I may have too many videos in there. I got to delete some. It looks like it's on fire, if you ask me, for sure. That is crazy. That is just crazy, and it's heartbreaking. All the videos that are coming out. Why? And an air ambulance at that. So much craziness going on. Let's see if anything else has been done here.
Into your home right now. At any point, did you lose power? Is that power back on?
Yeah, the power went out. I'm pretty sure for the whole neighborhood around here, because when I got here, me and my boys, went around trying to see what's going on, and the house spring, they're like all shut out. So I'm pretty sure the power was shut out for everybody. So, as you can see, I think it's pretty much back. You see some houses with lights back on, so should be back.
And your reaction to hearing the loss of life, 6 people. What are your thoughts?
It's saddening to hear that. I was honestly so shocked when I heard that. It's a medical plane, I'm pretty sure. They had 2 pilots, 2 medical people in there, and 2 what are they called? The patients. And so, just hearing that, it's just so shocking. People are trying to get them to the hospital, the pilots, to get maybe surgery, you never know. And just hearing that, it's so sad. It's really sad.
Well, thank you for speaking with us. I know that right now, even though you were not home, I'm sure getting that phone call from your mother who was home at the time was definitely frightening. And just this happening right here in your community, as you said, this is just not something that people expect to happen a Friday evening. People are, getting off of work, getting ready to start their weekend, and then a plane comes crashing down in their neighborhood, and then they learn that 6 lives have been lost. Jason and Dawn, this is just, again, another person who lives in the area, but there are many people impacted by what happened, and this is just the very beginning.
Right, and we've been talking about that all night. That man was describing just how frightening it was, and that his mother was crying, and neighbors had no idea. This is what they were looking at. They had no idea what was happening, and just how scary that is, especially with everything going on and in this country right now.
Cheyenne, thank you very much. I have some information I want to pass along from the AP reporting that Shy Gold, who's a spokesperson for Jet Rescue Air Ambulance, it was a child, a little girl and her mother. They were from Mexico on this plane, and the child had been treated in Philadelphia for a life-threatening condition, was being
We already reported that, didn't we, guys? We already got the news out for that. They're a little bit behind. On that note, the Pentagon has announced plans to rotate out the New York Times, NBC News, NPR, and Politico from their offices at the Pentagon in their place of Breitbart, Owen, and the New York Post and the HuffPost will take over. Others are saying this is another classic authoritarian move to replace independent outlets with friendly media that will only praise the regime. Not sure if that's a Democrat. No, that's the Republicans. Republicans against truth. So so they're gonna rotate out and put their own news media outlets in there. Thank God we have us truth seekers. Thank God we have the podcasters. I never thought I would see a day that freedom of speech would be under attack. I never thought that I would see the day speech would be solely under attack. But it sure as heck is. It sure is. And it's crazy. CBS staffers fume as a network reportedly is in talks to settle a $10 billion lawsuit with Trump. You guys remember that? For the deceptively editing the 60-minute interview with Kamala, the Gateway Pundit by Christina Lalia. Great writer. You got to check her stuff out. CBS staff are reportedly furious over potential settlement talks regarding Trump's $10 billion lawsuit, igniting concerns about journalistic integrity. We've already known that the journalists have no integrity. I know when I was in college and when I started going, that was one of the main things was ethics. You had ethics. And I believe that is a word that none of these outlets know about. If you went into Biden's infrastructure bill, there were millions of dollars within that bill that was set aside, and it states it in there for the media. For the media. Do you ever wonder why these media personnel and journalists get paid what they do? The ones that higher up, they get paid millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. They're being bought off. Push the narrative. All you got to do is go out here and say a lie or just don't say anything at all or don't cover that story. Let's just be silent on it, which we've seen quite a shit bit of that this past 4 years. Stories that would come out, they would bury them. I would have to go back probably 6 or 7 pages online to actually find certain stories, dig it up, and put the truth out there. It's that simple. And that's the truth. They try to take over everything that we say. Now, I'm not always right. No. Who is? But when it comes to writing, when it comes to news, there's so much coming out so fast. And that's why I always say, when I'm talking, I'm like, okay, I don't know. I'm not going to say that this is true. I'm just saying it's an idea. You know, there is a protest taking place right now live in Santa Barbara, California. It's huge. It's a huge gathering because they're protesting Donald Trump's mass deportations. Yet again, Mexico flags as far as the eyes can see, not an American flag anywhere. And they're holding signs up that say, fuck Trump. But they actually, I'm trying to find it. Trump had signed a new executive order, if you think about it, to where they could be deported. Students could be deported. So is this a retaliation? Is it something of that nature? You can't make this shit up either. There's a drug pusher that's back behind bars days after receiving clemency from Biden. It's a Texas man that was granted clemency by President Biden, has been arrested just days later after attempting to cheat a drug test. This incident raises serious questions about who he let out. We know who he let out. They're going to get their ass deported. Yeah. So there's a big protest going on right now with Palestine individuals. And they are not happy. I mean, it's huge in Santa Barbara. This is huge. Wow. This is crazy. There's so much going on, guys, but they'll try to do whatever they can and fit the narrative. Sassy, you good to know that someone put the pieces together like we did. Reagan Airport, Roosevelt Mall. Why all these plane crashes happening at places named after dead presidents? You'd be happy to know that they put that piece together as well. It's crazy. We're going to see a lot more stuff. I hate to say that. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. But Elon Musk has just come out and he has accused Alexander Vidman of being on the payroll of Ukraine oligarchs. and that Vidman has committed treason and may face the death penalty. I think we're going to see a whole bunch of people that we've been screaming for years now that have committed treason. And I hope, it's a cute, everybody say, well, you're a QE. No, but I cannot sit back and deny that those Q drops are not right on the time, right on the money. I'm telling you, you read them and they're on the money. Think about it. Think about it. It's like today's Q drop. I believe it said Reagan attempted assassination, Trump attempted assassination, and then it said on the third, what will be the next coincidence? Isn't that interesting? And I get that they can put it out, but this stuff comes out before anything happens. Before anything happens, which is crazy. It's absolutely insane, the stuff that just I don't understand. Warning. Personnel is being sent out to everyone who has clear footage of this incident. Okay. You will be targeted and harassed, and if necessary. So I advise everyone to protect themselves and do not publish anything from your personal device on the internet. You'll be traced and found out. Which incident? So someone's saying they're going to go in, but it's kind of like January 6th. Remember, that was one of the first things that people went after. They went after footage because they didn't know what people caught. So this is just this is Ariel from X, who is saying, I'm going to give you a follow, Ariel, who is saying what is going on, to be careful. Someone, yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy. But there's so much footage out there now. I don't see how they're going to be able to, different things, different things. This is crazy. I really pray and hope, not after the videos, that people wake up and see what's really going on. You heard that what? That ICE took a female visa holder in Palestine thing that was supposedly the ringleader? No, Nancy can't wait to take her on. I don't know, Sassy. I would have to, if you've got that, go to my Telegram and put it in the Telegram. Everyone, in my Telegram, it is Country Crazy News on Telegram. Welcome to join. I actually have 2 on there, so you can join either one. They're under Country Crazy. Everything that I talk about, everything that we post, everything news, every bit of it, I put in there. So if you guys want to get it, you're welcome to go there. It's free. I do not charge for anything. Go to my YouTube as well, and Rumble. I'm a little bit everywhere. I get banned everywhere, y'all. I get banned everywhere because I run my mouth too much, I guess. But I don't know. There's a lot of crazy going on. A lot of crazy. But everybody, please be safe out there. There's a new criminal indictment against Sean Diddy Combs on charges of sex trafficking multiple women. There's going to be a lot coming out. With Diddy, I believe there is a lot connected to it. Everybody said these wildfires in California were connected to, getting rid of the evidence and stuff, tunnels and stuff like that. I don't know. It's possible, but I don't know for sure. Do you guys really think Diddy's in jail? Do they have him at some high security, safe place? I just don't know if they would just stick him in a jail cell, something as big as that. It is a free country. I'm just curious, but he's got new charges. But that plane crash last night, I believe somebody took over the plane. I do. Why do they still not know who the helicopter pilot is? Think about it. Think about it. Hey, Brooklyn, Dad Defiant. This is a Trump hater on X. You fucking assholes said we were getting cheaper eggs and gas, but so far we've gotten is chaos, confusion, catastrophe, and crashes to go with crazy high prices. Well, Trump's only been in office a few weeks, so the prices of the eggs were created by your ex-president, okay? Gas price too. Actually, the gases went down, truthfully. Also, before Biden left office, a whole bunch of chicken houses and chickens were destroyed because of the bird flu effect of that, and this is what you're seeing. Um, and the chaos and the craziness is more than likely from the Democrat Party wanting to cause that chaos and craziness just so they can push their narrative. They're not president or anything because you guys are already talking about Kamala running in 2028. They even did a poll yesterday saying, as it stands right now, Kamala would be 33% liked to be uh, the president in 2028. If she ever tried it again, I mean, she's 20 million in debt as it is. I do need to train it to ban crazy. I did once, and I put one video up, and they took the whole account. So it's just the way it goes. They mute me and everything else. They sure do. It's just a crazy world we live in. Too much going on, but you guys had some great ideas. You really did. Let's check back in real quick and let's just see if anything different's going on with it.
They leave behind. We are grateful to the
I don't know if their internet is freezing or not. I mean, mine seems to be fine, but it could
first
freeze.
responders. But as Steve reported, lives were changed. He said some victims may have been taken to Jeans Temple Medical Center. Those displaced have a place to go now, a temporary shelter at Samuel Fells High School. That's at 5500 Langdon Street. So people are helping people. There were some heroic bystanders, some heroic good Samaritans who tried to save lives and do the right thing in this just awful moment of a fireball on Cotman from this plane crash. And I'm sure people did all they could to try to help. But just looking at some of these cars that are right there on Cotman,
just burned
just shells.
burned out,
And
yeah.
you just think the worst because these are innocent people driving home, I presume, driving somewhere, had no warning and you know, may
on that plane, and one of them was a little girl who had been treated.
I don't know why it's freezing, guys. I have no idea why it's doing it. Trump a little busy. Absolutely. Absolutely. They're everybody's screaming out, wanting to know why don't we know the name of the pilot of the helicopter yet? I mean, was it being controlled? Because they do have that. They can do that to where there's not a pilot even on it. The way that sucker went straight, that thing went straight in and hit. This plane nosedived like targets. You know, like targets. People are saying that the family requested for it to not be released. So as which I can assume to not be inundated with media requests and speculation while they are grieving in the investigation into who was behind the stick and what happened takes place. That's a thought. The U.S. Army says that that for the pilot, the family did request that the name of the third soldier to not be released at this time, is what I'm seeing. So, but they do have the capability to fly a helicopter. They sure do. I'm trying to download this. I don't know. It's all crazy. That's what John Rich said. He was saying that the family didn't want the names released. Everybody's resigning. Robert Santos from the Census Bureau has announced his resignation. Well, the man that's over the Census Bureau is Judge Michon's son-in-law. Did you know that? Did you know that? Over the census, yeah. Oh, hang on a minute. I think we got a video of a Walmart, if I can get it to record. I don't know what it's doing. In Katy, Texas, there's apparently a Walmart that's just completely empty in Katy, Texas. People went in and there is nobody inside this Walmart. Nobody. Isn't that crazy? I've seen that happen at a lot of Costco's too. I have seen it happen like that. But I don't know. But there's y'all just keep your head on a swivel, pay attention to your surroundings. I do know when I went to Walmart recently, usually on Sundays or the weekend, really, it's full of Mexicans. It's full of Mexicans. Their carts are full. It's all. And I remember standing behind them a few times at Walmart. And I think Walmart had a tax exempt situation set up because all they had to do was pull out some little thing and Walmart typed in some number and then there you went. So they got food stamps, they got thousands of dollars, and they got tax exempt as well on things. That leads me to believe Walmart, you are in the thick of things. You are in the thick of things. For sure. Bye, Sassy. Good to see you. I'm fixing to get off of here as well. We've been on here a little over 2 hours. I appreciate you guys sticking out with me. Let's pray for the families and pray for the people because the videos that I've seen coming out, they're not good. They're not good. There are body parts everywhere and women and children, men. This isn't good. Are we safe in America anymore even? Are our skies safe? And how would we prevent this from happening? I mean, 4 years, 20 to 40 million people have come in our country. At least. And then the gotaways and the people, and they've had kids since then, and then they've had brothers and aunts and stuff like that continuously come over. I mean, we have a serious situation. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, if a plane comes down and hits some other facility that is named after a dead president, that's not a coincidence. This isn't a coincidence. They are after us. It's that simple for me. I love you too, guys. I love you too. Shanine chose love Walmart. You're right. Prayers for all the families and the victims, guys. I want to say thank you, everyone that's on X. Thank you, guys. I think it's the most I've ever had on X, and I appreciate it. I appreciate your support and on Rumble and YouTube. Keep your head on a swivel. Stay safe. Pray for our government. Pray for our country because we need it. We need it because we're at a point, a time in our life where we have to have the prayer. The prayer of God is what will save us. And with that, Country Crazy out.